human beings are entirely unwilling to change. And this has not gone unnoticed by God. God, and believe me, there is a God and a personal God. God has spoken to the earth. God has asked the earth, do you want to live? The earth, who once was one of the most beautiful planets ever conceived, has said, yes, I want to live. This is the most important event, believe it or not, that has happened in Earth's history. The earth has reaffirmed her desire to live. You wish, perhaps selfishly, you wish that the greatest event that ever happened in Earth's history had to do with human beings. But I'm afraid to say it has only had to do with human beings in the most negative fashion possible. The earth has responded to God's question in the affirmative. Yes, he wants to live. God now is directly influencing Earth's healing and directing it in such a way that the Earth's healing will be complete and profound. So, in order for the Earth to heal, she has to do two things. One, she has to stop holding back responding to all these attacks upon her that are generated from the human community. For a long time, she has refrained from volcanic activity, earthquakes, great winds, surges of the ocean, and all sorts of activities that may seem to be, to you, to be climatic or geological events that are very destructive, but to her are only an exercise of her system. A healthy planet will, from time to time, have volcanic activity, earthquakes, in the same way that you have, you burp, or you digest your food. You understand? So these systems have been in place, of course, as part of her body forever. And only with the amount of heaviness that human beings have created on her, has she felt the need to hold back, and it was a false feeling. When you go to, you pray to God, let us say, and you say a prayer for Mother Earth, what are you really doing? What did your mother do to you? When you abused your mother, and you know that you did, everybody does to a certain degree, abuse their mother. As a child, you abused your mother. You took her, you punched her, you call her names, right? You mistreated her in some way. What does your mother do? Well, your mother responds in love. And maybe even if she responds in love, she hugs you and she feeds you in the same way that she always did. I'm afraid to say, when you treat the earth like your mother, what you are doing in essence is demanding that she forgive you and coddle you and continue to provide things for you no matter how you mistreat her. Well, the earth is not your mother. The earth has been playing this role for quite some time and is tired of it. She is more like her sister than she is anyone else. And as your sister, she is going to be less tolerant of your abuse. She is going to show you now that you cannot persecute her indefinitely. The volcanoes are going to go off. the earthquakes are going to happen. Areas of land that you reflect will secure that will never, earth will never alter or change in any way, will be flooded, or they will be caused to dry out and will become deserts. All sorts of things will happen that you might think, or you might rationalize, that these will happen as a result of global warming, which has been caused by human activity. But they are, at least more properly, a response to human persecution. They are a way of healing. In the same way that you create antibiotics, or you exclude the liquids from your bodies in order to salve your own wounds. The earth has liquid waste, she has water, she has wind, she has all the remedies that her body provides for attacks, to heal attacks and to heal disease. And that is what she is going to do. It is not going to look very pretty if you remain here on the third one. But what is also happening is that the earth is ascending. That is to say, that the bulk of the earth's consciousness is shifting from the third realm in which we live right now to the higher realm, to the fourth realm. And in that fourth realm, if you were to see it from our point of view, in that fourth realm, no one who lives there will suffer under the earth healing process. In other words, once if you go along with the earth and into this fourth realm, the next realm, then a strange thing will happen. It is that you will watch but not participate in, and certainly not suffer under all those activities involved in earth healing. Floods, earthquakes, volcanic activity. It will be of monumental size. Since this whole ascension process is centered upon the earth and is driven by her will to earth, you, as an individual, are given a choice. It is to follow her into the higher realm, which is personal consciousness, or to remain in the third realm as a stubborn being who refuses to change. But the process of shifting into the higher realm has a few aspects we have to talk about. One is that this process will be ongoing for another 10,000 years. You will move to the fourth realm, then to the fifth, then to the sixth, which is, for most beings in the universe, a baseline realm. Most everybody's consciousness is suitable to be situated in this sixth realm. But the earth certainly will make this motion forward higher into the higher realms. The first process of the ascension, the first jump, the leap into the fourth realm will be sudden. It will be very quick, and it's going to happen in a short period of time. Yet, you will look around, and if you travel with her to the fourth realm, if you do not let yourself be stuck in the third realm, you will look around and you will see that some things have changed, not much in terms of appearance has changed, but you will notice that the metaphysical laws of the earth were permanent and rooted in reality, in the truth of existence, are changing, strangely changing. And the most salient law that we can give you that is changing is the law of cause and effect. Metaphysical law of cause and effect resemble physical laws of cause and effect. So watch out for that if you are shifting. You cannot expect to get what you have previously gotten from your activities in the next realm. But what has enabled you to go to the fourth realm has been your willingness to find your passion. You would like perhaps that we say it is your heart, it is your love that causes you to release yourself from this heavy existence that you have in the third realm. It is in fact your passion. Passion is what your government and your society, your religion, and your sciences have been trying to repress. Okay? All for the purpose of power. When you are in touch with your feelings and you realize how powerful they are, you do not become a danger to others. Passion does not create antisocial behavior in and of itself, except when it is repressed or in some other part of your cells, for instance, your heart, or your mind has become so twisted and corrupt that when you feel your own passion, you end up doing antisocial things. So you have had the task of reforming, healing your passion of all things, just as the earth decided she wanted to live, and she also came to terms with her own passion, her own desire for joy, for happiness, her own willingness to feel and to express her feelings. She came to terms with that. She decided to live. In the same way, you have had the task of coming to terms with your joy, with your passion. And if you have not done that yet, then I am afraid to say it is too late. You will be lifted into the fourth realm with the earth, because the earth is her entire body and everyone on it is going to be lifted into the fourth realm. You will be lifted onto the fourth realm, but you will be unable to sustain yourself there.